Alright, so I have a beta for The Crew from Ubisoft. So I played a little bit of it already, but the video that I had up and ready ended up not having any audio, so that's not going to be any good. But I will go over, since this is in beta, there's things that aren't going to be around and some things that will be around. But anyway, for the game settings here, so you have English. I'm sure if you're in a different country you get some different stuff alongside the text languages. Subtitles, you'll get those. Keyboard layout, unit Imperial. There's other different things. Imperial is just kind of like the American thing, and then the metric system is if you're in Europe, which is good if you want that. There's tutorial modes, and then there's all of these here as well, which these are more or less just drivers for your computer, and that's automatically standard and that gets chosen regardless of what you really want. So the notifications has more to do with the multiplayer aspect of the game, where you'll receive social notifications, crew notifications, amongst all these things. You can turn them on and off because sometimes it can get annoying if you get so many invites and you're already a part of a crew. And then the audio is, it is what it is. There's not much to that really. The controls, so far what I've noticed through the game, the controls are a little bit off the wall. I haven't played with a keyboard and mouse, which I'm going to do for you guys this time around, but I have played with a controller, and a controller is it's pretty good. It's not bad, but you still have the issue that came with Watch Dogs and the driving in that game, where it was kind of slippery and slidey. Yeah, if you've ever watched some of my videos of Watch Dogs, you can kind of get a representation of that, where sometimes it glides and there's not too much of a collision detection. There is more in this one than there is Watch Dogs, thankfully, since this is a racing game after all. And then there's wheel controls. I do not have a wheel to actually play with. It would be really, really awesome. They really went over the top with this, though. There's a lot to it, so if you do own a steering wheel controller, I'm pretty sure that the game might even be better than playing with a regular controller and obviously a mouse and keyboard. And then the key mapping, it's just your generic stuff. Video settings, there's really not too much to it. I mean, you get a wide variety of screen resolution sizes, full screen. The problem that I have is the FPS limit is limited to 30. It'd be nice, you can unlock it, but you have to go through some files to unlock it. I'd much rather have it already be unlocked, and you can just decide in this menu. Something that might be changed past the beta. And then there's VSync on, video preset. The highest setting is Ultra, it's the regular low, medium, high, and Ultra settings. And then there's really not too much to it, but can we go higher than that? Okay, so high is the highest for grass, but the game looks really good. There's really not too many settings, honestly, for the graphical interface, but it is a racing game, so there's really not much of a need for there to be anyhow. Anyway, so I'll just save those options. I don't think I actually changed anything. Do you want to? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to continue the game. The game, as I mentioned, I hadn't found a way to delete my save. I'd rather have started again from the beginning to show you guys the beginning, but again, I wasn't able to find that. I'm very limited on time for the beta here. It's the last day for beta, and I don't have that much time to really mess around with it anymore, so we'll just have to do with what we have. And then, as you saw, I don't know if we can get back to that screen. If you guys had just noticed that there was like things that popped up all over the map here. So when you play this game, when it's finally released, it'll be like that, so as long as there's players involved in the game. And you can meet up with them, make a crew or whichever. That's obviously, whoop, I don't want to go there, haven't found that yet. Obviously that is the main point of the game, is to have all your friends and make like a crew and then go out and kind of race against other people throughout the world. So there's the Midwest, the South, the East Coast, Mountain States, and West Coast. There are a little bit of limited cities. I believe there's only 5 cities. I don't know if it would actually tell me here. I know, okay, so there's Seattle, San Francisco, the big ones, I guess you could say. There's really only 5 big ones that are meshed out better. There's Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, and Miami. And then there's smaller ones along the way, obviously like Dallas, New Orleans, I think there's some up here. There's Washington. I really wish there was a Philadelphia, but there's not. Salem Woods. I don't even know what that is, honestly. And then what else is there? There's like St. Louis. And I think Detroit. Is Detroit not a big city? I think actually Detroit might be. That's usually your starting area. That's where I started off at, and I'm pretty sure that everybody that starts the game off is actually going to start off there. So anyhow, I'm just going to continue with the missions that I was on my way of doing. So some things might seem a little bit confusing. So I'm going to do this mission, and then from there I'm just going to kind of free roam, maybe go down... I'll go down south or something, or maybe into the mountain states. I think I might go over here because it's a little bit cooler to see the mountainous terrain and whatnot. But anyway, I will get started here. It's really neat how you can kind of zoom in like this and figure out where you need to be. I don't know if you can see other people, as this is like... No, you can't. Okay, I wasn't sure whether or not you could kind of do that and figure out where other people were at. Say, like, for instance, your friends. Can we go? There we go. Just I want to zoom in all the way. How do I do this? There we go. So you end up having... Okay, this is different. Huh. I probably should change the controls. I don't know if it defaults the up and out, like the up-down arrow keys. Oh, what the hell? So sometimes while you go through the game here, you'll get these challenges just like I am right now, where it just doesn't really, it comes out of the blue when you just started doing these things. It's kind of neat when you go through it and you get these, just because it gets rid of the monotony of driving to one location to another and not having anything to do whatsoever. Clearly this guy ahead of us is doing the same thing, because he's kind of swerving in and out. And this person is somebody that is Ghost. So he is somebody that actually is in the game right now, and I probably could talk to him. I know there's an open mic thing, so chances are he might actually be able to hear me speaking. I don't know how to necessarily send him an invite to like a crew or whichever, and I'm not sure what the threshold is for how far your microphone kind of goes out, as in terms of like, is it only a mile out or 2 miles? It might depend on what terrain you're on. If you're out in the open in the plains and whatnot, I'm thinking that it might be a couple miles out, but if you're in the city, it should change. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that would make logical sense at least. But I don't know if that is what really ends up happening. So like I had mentioned, I haven't played with the mouse and keyboard, so this will be different. Hopefully I'll be able to beat this. I'm sure that this is just going to end up being some sort of race that I end up doing. And since this is the beta, you end up leveling up with your car. I'm not sure what the highest level is. I believe it's level 40, but they cap it once you get to level 20, I believe it is. Or no, level 10 actually. Alright, I don't want to continue. I don't understand shalom skills. Continue. I don't care about that. Alright, so I'm gonna do solo. I know there was quick.
Job for you. Some punk in a big ass truck has been muscling in on my turf. I need you to put him straight. Locations on your map.
Alright, your target's damage is displayed above their vehicle. So you can damage your vehicle in this game, which is good and bad.
I left you a raid spec off-road vehicle for this job. Get in. You see him yet?
Yeah, I see him.
Good. Now mess him up. Take him down.
Oh shit.
What's the hurry?
Take down the raid truck.
This kind of job is best not to stick around, you feel me?
So again, this game is totally open world. I kind of am more excited to go off-roading, going down south, than doing whatever we're doing here. But I figure I'd just show you an example of what a mission kind of entails of. Oh shit.
Not for a while.
Don't be afraid to throw her around, hit the bumps, push her. This ride can take it. Now bust that fool.
Oh shit. Whoa. Come on. I can't quite. I know you can use nitrous. With the controller, it's a little bit easier to deal with that. How do we... I'm not sure what button I end up pressing to use the nitrous. Because when I played earlier, I had used the controller, so I know the controller scheme down. So far with the controls for the keyboard's a little bit odd. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, just because he's kind of getting away from us here. Oh shit! Oh come on! All right, I hit him.
Busy here, Troy.
So that's kind of strange. I don't know how that we ended up taking like, oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Woo! I was going to say, if that didn't total him, I don't know what would, considering we sideswiped him like that. So this is another part of the game that there's so many upgrades for your vehicle, and you have so many customization options for your vehicle as well, that it can be a little bit daunting. I'm sure once you have the game and you get used to it, you'll understand all of the customization options. The game reminds me of very...
Are we done?
Yeah, he definitely got the message.
Nice. Nice. Later.
Top that. Post a score on any leaderboard. Apparently I got a leaderboard thing. So one of the things also about this game, you end up getting damage. If you look at my name there on the left hand corner there, if I go and say for instance here, I'm gonna go smash, I don't know if this will damage. It should. Okay, really didn't really damage my car that much. Everything that you, there we go, went down a teeny bit. The more that you go down, what the hell is that noise? So another thing that sucks is that, like, I think that noise has to do with somebody that has an open mic. Anybody that has open mics or a microphone in general ends up having their microphone being played. And this is what I was talking about before. I don't know how far it is you have to go to get away from the microphone that's being consistently played, as you can tell. Because what would suck, especially on the PC, is if you're on a laptop that has a microphone and you don't realize that it's on, and then you have a conversation with your family and it's totally out there in the open. I don't know how to turn off the open mic or just kind of in general mute people. I'm going to quickly look on the controls here to see whether or not there's an option to radio. No. Options. Probably audio is what I'm thinking. Story mission, music, soundtrack, no. Voices volume. Nope, that's not what it is. FX? Nope. And this is the worst part about it, is that there's really no way around it yet. From what I've read on forums and whatnot, there's literally nothing that you can do about it. You just kind of have to deal with the whatever's going on. So I'm going to see if I can... Alright, I don't know if... Oh no, it didn't stop. So I'm going to go down... I'll quickly go down to St. Louis here. I'll just put a waypoint. Set waypoint. Maybe down that way we'll find... Hopefully that noise will go away by then. Hopefully. It seems like it might have went away already, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm gonna go to a couple different places in this one. I'm gonna go down to St. Louis, and then I'll go a little bit out west and kind of go through the mountains a little bit, and we'll go from there. But again, so squeeze through the gates. So here's another one where I'm just driving. Okay, I totally missed those two and those three. So there's... Shit.
Come back to HQ for repairs.
My car is not a wreck, just for your notice. No, it is not wrecked at all. My car is actually in decent shape. It's currently probably... Shit, come on. Yeah, I'm getting bronze on that. So there's those little challenges that you'll find... Alright, continue. You'll find those challenges throughout the game where you're just driving and then it just pops up like that. which is really neat because once you're, it helps with the monotony when you are driving to, say for instance, like St. Louis, like I am. You won't have to deal with just driving and not having anything at all to do. Oh shit, that really fucked up the car apparently. Got a hole in the back of the windshield. So, in order to repair your stuff, I don't believe it costs any money, but you just go back to the repair shops, and I believe it automatically repairs it for you. And apparently, the car repairs itself, because that gaping hole in the back of the windshield I could have sworn I just saw is now gone. Yeah, alright, so I guess over time it just repairs itself, as odd as that is. I wish that happened in the real world. But anyway, so let's see, I think that's St. Louis down there. Large collateral. And as you saw, like, I should have gotten into a huge accident with that car because I went head, oh my god, don't want to go through the water. Alright, that'll teach me. So I'm curious to see how close I am now to St. Louis. I'm not quite sure the distance between states. Oh wow, yeah, I'm still a long ways away. It would probably be easier for me just to go to Chicago because it's that much closer. So there's fast travel options as well that you can do. Say for instance I wanted to go back to Detroit and I didn't want to go through all that land, which is going to be an issue. Say for instance, you know, you unlock the entirety of the map and you want to go, I don't know, you want to go to Los Angeles, but yet you're stuck in New York. So in a case like that, you're able to just kind of click on a... Okay, yeah, that works too. You can click on here, and then there'll be a fast travel option. And through that fast travel option, you're able to get to the next destination immediately. And so far, I mean, through everything, my first impressions on the game is that it's really good. It's those that are interested in it, remember that this isn't a game for... if you're looking like a Forza or a Gran Turismo kind of game, this is definitely not the game that you want to end up buying because it is nothing like those. The driving is nowhere near as good as that as far as the realistic aspect of the vehicles, along with collision detection like that. I mean, I just sideswiped them and it did nothing. And maybe this. See what I'm saying? It's non-existent, just about. But what is cool is that you have cars that kind of come in and go. Just like this person who's just wiping the floor with my car here. I mean, he's going way quicker than me. And there, you know, I mean, that detected me hitting the rear end of that guy. But the only reason being, it's because I hit him square on. Alright, let's continue. So that's the other thing that pops up too. Anytime you do any kind of mission whatsoever, whether it be like a mini game or not, you end up having that scoreboard that pops up, and you can look at leaderboards and whatnot, which is cool. Especially if you look at other crews and whatnot and see what they've done. And I believe you get more points and money in the game if you do things with your crew. Essentially, if you, say for instance I had three other people and all four of us did this exact thing right here, in the end you would get more money and you would get a, not necessarily a better score, but you would get a better more money at the end of it, because some of these things you actually get money if you get, say for instance, gold. Most of the items in the game you can destroy, such as, you know, the roads. You can't destroy those barriers. You can destroy mostly anything else, and if, say for instance, this other guy ahead of me is just causing wreck and destruction. Alright, continue. I don't know if it detects that and has that in my game as well, because everything ends up kind of respawning. Otherwise you would end up with a decimated United States of America because everybody would destroy everything and everything would be laying on the ground. But the other issue that I do have with the game, not so much in the country towns out here, but in the cities. The cities, I understand that they can't be that detailed because of the large, this open world that they have here, so I know they can't have it look spot on. But what the problem is for, like, say for instance parking lots, just areas of interest that you might want to go through that would be gated. or fences guarding, say for instance a shut down gas station, for instance, most of the time you can't go through those. You can't bust them down. It's just that barrier. And since I think this is St. Louis now, right? Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure that we're here now. Oh shit. No, where the hell are we? This is one of the coolest parts about this game, I think, is just it's as if you're able to drive cross country without actually doing it. What is this? Green up? Alright, well, I'll show you, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about as soon as we hit St. Louis. So St. Louis should be very, very shortly now. Alright, very close to that now. So once we get there, I'm sure that there'll be like parking lots and whatnot around there where I'll try to get through, and then you'll see that I can't get through to it. And then one of the things I would also like to show you, if I still have the time, is the customization options in the game. Because there's a lot to it. I don't understand most of it because I'm not really a car guy. And those that are a car guy probably, or girl, probably won't find it that realistic, perhaps. Oh shit, was that a cow? I definitely just smashed into a cow and smashed the shit out of my car. So one of the things I've been noticing, so if your car is heavily damaged and you smash it to shit, it auto regenerates. When I go, maybe I should just go off-roading a little bit more. Okay, so that's definitely St. Louis because you can see the golden, or what is that, the gateway arch. There you go. Couldn't think of it for a second there. So let's since I know where it's at now, since I know it's over there, I'm just gonna go off-roading through the cornfields directly to it. I don't think we end up driving through the Mississippi, so we shouldn't have to worry about going through water that we're not able to go through. Obviously, it's not. What is this? Starry Night. Experience nighttime and free drive. Oh, sweet. See, and that's one thing that bothers me right there, is that I can't just go through the fields then. I end up smashing into that. Okay, so I hope this is St. Louis now. So I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Alright, right there, I think. Yep. So see what I mean? I don't understand why you're not able to. Can we go through to here? So we can go to here, which is nice. But say for instance this just random parking lot. Right here. I can't. It's such an odd thing, and I don't know if it's just because it's the beta. Well, now we can. Alright. Well, we're destroying everything here. Oh, come on. Really? Alright, well, I'm kind of stuck, so... Yep, I'm stuck. So here's a good opportunity to show you the quick travel. So we're not actually technically in St. Louis just yet. I'm hoping there's something around here that I can... Okay, so can I fast travel right there, even though I don't know where that is? I can. So that's really neat. So in case you get stuck like that, in which I'm sure there'll be many cases that you will. Alright, here's a better example of what I was talking about. So let's say I want to go through to here. I'm not able to do it. In most games nowadays that is free roam, you would just smash that and go into the industrial park that's over there, but you're not able to. I mean, it's a small nitpicking thing. Let's see if we can do it here. So we can do it here, which is nice, but I just haven't found great spots to give you an example of what I'm talking about, because that one spot over there is really, in most cases, why would you ever even want to go there? Let's see, I want to see how close we can get to the archway, but I mean, this game has its issues, but if you're not looking for a game such as like a Forza kind of thing that is strictly great racing simulation, you'll find that this game is going to be amazing, I think. Again, it has its issues. The storyline behind the game, which I really haven't shown much of, is really cliche. I don't want to give spoilers out too much, but essentially what happens in the beginning of the game, what builds up on it is your brother ends up getting killed. because there's another racing street gang, you go to jail, and then 5 years later, here you are, and now I'm sure that you're trying to have revenge on your brother, and you have to take down an FBI agent. Essentially, you get framed, and your brother dies because of it as well. I'm trying to see how close we can get to this. See, now this is a little bit of a better example. I wish to go through there and just go through the park. I don't know if you can run people over either. Every time that I've ended up trying to run somebody over, it just doesn't happen. Okay, so here you go. So I wanted to go and just kind of like crash the car into the gateway, but I'm not able to, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. See, and you can't... It reminds me a lot of LA Noire. I don't know if you can... See, you can't run anybody over. My car is clipping through this guy. I'm not sure if it's something that it's... Okay, it looked like I was ready to hit him, but